Welcome back. It is Friday, November 10th, 2023. We are at week 193. So the Board of Executive Protection Professionals, or the BEPP, unveiled their roster of speakers, including yours truly, and the exciting lineup of topics that will be featured at the 2024 Executive Security Operations Conference, June 19th through 21st in Indianapolis. And this is their second year, and if last year's any indication, it's looking like a must-attend event that we will all be adding to our yearly rotation. So I'll be sure to link it for you. And I'm definitely curious to hear y'all's thoughts on the SolarWinds situation, and in particular, the article written in the Register. More specifically, there was a line citing, CISOs need to be held accountable for their actions too, and the threat to their personal livelihoods highlighted by the SolarWinds case will both keep them accountable for proper conduct, as well as empower them to reject any attempts to cut corners. When so much of our industry depends on the sharing of this information and the candor of those who have had a wealth of experiences, I am concerned that creating additional liability for sharing a perspective or opinions, especially on podcasts or interviews, might be counterintuitive. I would love to hear your thoughts. I'll be sure to share the article below. Feel free to comment on it or the line or any other things related to it. I just ask that you keep it civil. I know this is a pretty polarizing topic, but I think it's an important discussion to have. And Signal is publicly testing letting users add usernames to their accounts so that they don't have to share their phone number to connect via the encrypted messaging service. The service is opening up a limited public test ahead of the feature's expected launch next year. Support for usernames is significant for the messaging service, as it's widely known and respected as a private and secure way to communicate. Although accounts will still be associated with a traditional mobile number at setup, the username feature means that you'll be able to connect with and message other users without having to share what can be an important personally identifiable piece of information and potentially expose your cell number as another threat vector for SIM swapping attacks. We're all very excited to see this. I know we've all been using workarounds for a little bit, but to bake it into the solution, I think is a really positive step. And after the most recent 23andMe compromise, the company is now requiring their users to all use multi-factor authentication by default. We're seeing a ton of this lately, and it's not getting any better. If you're using a website that offers MFA or other multi-step verifications, please don't take any shortcuts, and please enable those. This not only protects you and your personal information, but it protects your company as well. So I'll be sure to link it. And in the latest effort to combat online child sexual exploitation and abuse, a new program called Lantern has been launched, designed to enable social media platforms to share signals about activity and accounts that might violate their policies against child sexual exploitation and abuse. Some of the platforms that are participating already are Discord, Google, Meta, Quora, Roblox, Snap, and Twitch, allowing users to report activity that violates policies such as email addresses, usernames, or keywords used to groom as well as buy and sell child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. Other platforms can then select from those signals already reported to run against their own platforms and review any activity or content that may reside there. It's not a complete solution, but it does help aid follow-up investigations and provide evidence to law enforcement. So definitely a positive. And here's your regular reminder to pop by haveibeenpwned.com and see if you've been exposed in any new compromises or breaches after the data from 2.5 million LinkedIn users were shared on a hacking forum. It's just good practice to pop by that site often and check your emails and passwords separately for exposure. But for a more thorough and in-depth enterprise-wide solution, please reach out and we can talk about monitoring for your organizations and your executives' PII on the dark web. I'm happy to help. And I have just a couple of spots left on my calendar during OSAC week next week in DC. Please reach out if you're planning to attend and would like to meet up. It would be great to see you all face to face or to meet for the first time. That's what we're there for, right? Other than that, I hope everyone has a fun and safe weekend ahead, and I will look forward to seeing all of you next Friday.